Hello students, welcome to lecture number 5 of unit number 6, and the name of unit number 6 is plastic analysis of structures. Okay, so we are discussing plastic theory of analysis. Now the topic I'm gonna cover under this lectures are, actually it's a one topic only, but I'm gonna cover 3 or more problems on the same topic, and the topic is shape factor for unsymmetrical section. Okay, let's start with the first question, and first question is, find a shape factor for triangular cross section of base B and height h. Now the very first thing you have to observe over here is that the triangle is an unsymmetrical section. The triangle is an unsymmetrical shape, understood? And therefore we have to take different steps in this problem. So let's start with the first step. Before going for the steps, let's remind the few basic concepts about this diagrams which are drawn over here. First is the triangle with base B and height h. Then this diagram is representing elastic stress, a stress in an elastic range. Okay, all the extreme fibers of your triangle is under Fy or yielding stress, whereas in the next or last diagram here, it is representing us stresses in plastic range, stresses in a plastic range. And in the plastic range, this is the neutral axis, and for the elastic range, this dotted is the neutral axis. Why the neutral axis are falls apart over here in this diagram? The thing is, or the major concept behind it is the triangle is unsymmetrical section. Due to unsymmetry, the elastic neutral axis is somewhere else than the plastic neutral axis. Okay, in the plastic neutral axis, the stresses are zero at different level. Let's consider it is at a h1 from the apex point, and elastic neutral axis is at different depth. Okay, now let's start solving problem. The first step is to calculate the first step is to calculate elastic moment. How to calculate ME formula remains same though the section is elastic or though the section is symmetrical or unsymmetrical. So even though this triangle shape is unsymmetrical, the formula for ME remains same, which is Fy into I by Y max. Okay, Fy into I by Y max. Now what is I? I is the moment of inertia, and from you already learned what is the moment of inertia for triangular section. It is BH cube divided by 36. That's what I wrote over here, and I took this Y max on the numerator side. Therefore the Y distance for ME calculation or for the triangular shape is 2h by 3, but I wrote it in the numerator side, therefore it becomes 3 by 2h. Understood? Now if we simplify this, you will get ME is equals to Fy into BH square divided by 24. Now next step is to calculate plastic moment. How to calculate plastic moment? For that, the formula is written here. MP is equals to Fy in bracket AC into Y1. Now AC into Y1, and next is AT into Y2. Why I have wrote like this? Basically the formula is this: Fy into A by 2 into y1 plus y2, where y1 and y2 represents the depth of CG, or a maximum depth of CG in the respective parts or a shape which we considered. Okay, but we are writing it area also in the separate way. Why we are doing that? Because see, in this unsymmetrical shape, the area under compression, area under compression above this line is having different shape than the area under tension, and we have to take a separate calculation for this, and therefore I modified the formula as AC into Y of compression side plus AT or area under tension into Y for tension side, representing by Y2. Now let's calculate each and every term out of this formula. Fy is given in the questions. Now next I said a section is unsymmetrical. As I said, even we modified the formula. Let neutral axis be at a depth of h1. Okay, by we assuming, because we don't know where in the unsymmetrical shape like a triangle, where does the plastic neutral axis lies. Okay, we can't understand that. Therefore, we are assuming it and we are taking it at a distance of h1 from the apex point. Okay, now at this level, if we assume that in this triangle at a distance of h1 our plastic neutral axis is lies, then what will be this b distance? What will be this b distance is? For that I said b1 is equals to h1 by h. Where is the h? This total distance is h. Okay, let's draw over here. This is complete h and this is your h1. Okay, so this h1 by h equals to b by b1. Where is b1 and b? You can see in this diagram, it is much clear over here. Okay, h1 b1 b. Okay, and from there I wrote b1 is equals to h1 by h into b. Understood? Now we want to calculate area under compression. How we will calculate area under compression? For that, AC is equals to 1/2 B1 into H1. Which area is under compression? This upper triangle representing area under compression. What will be its area? Of course, it is triangle 1/2 into length into height. What is length? It is B1. What is height? It is H1. Therefore, that's what the area under compression. Now, I am equating it with the total area by 2, because as I said, we are assuming this plastic neutral axis is cutting our section into two equal areas. So this area and this bottom area divided by a plastic neutral axis is taken as a equal in area. Okay, that's why this upper area is taken as a 1/2 B1 into H1, and that is I equated with the half of the area of triangle. Okay, so let's equate it and try to solve it. So 1/2 B1 into H1 is equals to half of this triangle area. What will be the half of this triangle? So 1/2 into 1/2 into B into H. So total it becomes 1/4 of B into H. Okay, once we simplify it, we get H1 equals to H by root of 2. Okay, now put these values back into this. Back into B formula. Okay, add this H1, write this H1 value, and if we do so, we get B1 is equals to H1 by H into B, and from there we simplified B1 equals to B by root 2. Okay, B1 equals to B by root 2 after putting the value of H1 here. Okay, after that we are trying to calculate Y1 and Y2. Now what is Y1 and Y2? Y1 is a, wait a minute, here, yes, Y1 is the area of CG, maximum distance from the CG in a compression region, whereas A2 is maximum distance in a from a CG in tension region. Okay, so let's calculate it for y1 first. Okay, so for y1 we can simply write it as it will be at h by 3, right? It will be at h by 3, and we know h1 formula, it is h by root 2, so I placed h by root 2 at the place of h1. Okay, and from there we get to know y1 is equals to 0.235h. Okay, just simplification of it. Then calculation of y2. Now calculation of y2 is bit difficult because it is in trapezoidal shape, but we know the formula to calculate CG of trapezoidal. What is that? B plus 2a divided by b plus a into h by 3. You must be remember. You must have used different things like b, instead of b you must wrote b1 or a1 or c, but you must be remember the concept behind it. Nomenclatures may be different, but the formula remains same. So I am using that exact formula of a CG of trapezoidal and will calculate y2 for this section. So let's try it. Okay, now see, y2 equals to h1 minus h minus h1. See over here again. First I have wrote this. What is this? b1. Okay, b1 plus twice of b divided by b1 plus b. Okay, into now h by 3, but we don't know this height. Okay, we don't know this height, therefore I wrote total h minus this h divided by 3. That's what I wrote over here, h minus h1 divided by 3. Now next step is putting the values of h1, because h1 is, we know already h1 value is, here we already calculated, it is h by 2. Put everywhere h1 value, yes, only at the one place, and simplify, try to simplify this. You will get y2 equals to 0.1548h. Once we calculate ME, ME is already calculated. Once we calculate area of compression, area of tension, y1, y2, we can simply get MP from that formula which I mentioned previously. So put the values of y1, put the values of y1, y2 and everything into formulas like this. I wrote Fy into half of the a by 2. Okay, half of the a by 2 into y1 plus y2. y1 I have calculated, above y2 is also with us. We put the values in the MP formula and then we get MP equals to 0.0976 BH square into Fy. Similarly, we already calculated, yes, here, yes, we have already calculated ME. ME value is 0.0417 Fy into BH square. If we put that values in our calculation, we get shape factor MP by ME equals to 2.343. I hope you understood. Let's go for the next question. In the next question, they asked us to calculate shape factor for this T-shaped unsymmetrical body. Okay, now how to do that? Let's read the question first. In this, they said cross section of a beam in figure is subjected to sagging bending moment. Find shape factor of permissible yield stress in compression and tension. Find the shape factor. यहाँ पे question stop होता है. Then they given us a next statement that if permissible yield stress in compression and in tension are okay, so they have given us Fy in compression and Fy in tension are different. Okay, so noted, they are different and we have to write formula accordingly. Now let's start to solve it. for ME. For first is to calculate ME. For ME the formula is Fy into I by Y max. For that we need to calculate I of this body, right? Let's calculate that. Okay, I haven't calculated I first. I have taken to calculate YB first. Okay, so let's place the CG of this T shape. So CG from the bottom, or a maximum distance of CG from the bottom, which is represented by YB over here. YB equals to what? 120 into 12. Okay, this 120 into 12 into, we are calculating it from bottom, therefore this distance, right? We have taken this section for, sorry, yes, we have taken this section for calculation. I'm using formula A1Y1 plus A2Y2, which you already used plenty of times in the song. Strength of material, you have gone through many of such a problems where you calculated y distances from top and bottom, and there you used same formula A1 y1 plus A2 y2 and so on, divided by A1 plus A2 and so on, up to what point you divide your body into. Accordingly you write your formula. Now I am using that same formula, and the first I divided my T shape into two parts like this. Okay, so one I have hashed like this, and second will be the empty part. Okay, so we are calculating YB from the bottom. So first section is 120, this 120 into 12, that will be the area, into Y. So Y will be from its center to up to bottom of this, and that will be only the half of 12 you have to reduce from total 180. That's why 175. In the next step, I am going to calculate it for this region. For this region, area will be 168 into 12, 168 into 12, and half of it up to the bottom, that will be 84. And in the denominator I am adding the areas of two sections which I have considered for calculation. Understood? From calculator you can get this value as a 121.50 mm. Okay, now once we get a y from bottom side, we need to calculate y from top also, but no need to revise this formula. You can simply subtract y bottom from the total height. That's what I did. See here, I have added this 160 plus 12, which is sum up to 180 in this bracket, and I subtracted y from bottom from this total height, and then I get to know y from top is 58.50 mm. Now let's calculate moment of inertia. For moment of inertia, again we have to take a help of parallel axis theorem. What parallel axis theorem states us? If we want to calculate moment of inertia of a body at neutral axis, we are taking it separately as a section over here, and we will apply a parallel axis theorem. What parallel axis theorem is? So I at neutral axis, or moment of inertia at neutral axis, equals to I at its own axis plus area into h square. I am using that exact formula and theorem over here. So I taken this shape first, this part of this T-shaped beam. I have taken 120 into, what will be the I or moment of inertia for rectangular section at its own axis? That will be BD cube by 12. So I wrote BD cube by 12 over here. BD cube, and B will be 120, D will be 12. Understood? Then we have to take area. What will be the area? 120 into 12. So I have wrote 120 into 12. Now the only remaining part is h square. How to locate h square? See over here. This is our rectangular part on which we are working, and this is our neutral axis. So you have to take a distance between its own axis up to the neutral axis. According to that, you can take a help of y top minus this distance, y top minus this distance. Okay, so for that, y top is, we have calculated it, it is 58.50 minus this upper part is 12 divided by 2, which is 6, and square of it, because a into h square plus I at own axis. That's our formula for calculating moment of inertia. Similarly, I have did it for lower part exactly the same way. 12 bd cube by a bd cube by 12 plus area into h square. I hope you getting it. I am not going to explain it deeply, because it's a part of strength of material and you have already solved plenty of problems, so I assume that you understood. Now next step is finding ME. Okay, because for up to this part we have calculated I and Y distances. Now let's calculate ME. So ME formula is YC. Why I am writing YC now? YC because we are calculating moment of inertia separately for compression side and separately for the tension side. So when I am calculating ME for compression, I will take it as a FYC into I will remain same for the section divided by YC. So I put the values of it. 230 is mentioned in the question, and I section divided by YC. For the YC, I have taken a YT because compression lies in the upper part of T shape. Okay. Simplify it, you will get the answer as a 45.46 kilonewton meter. Now we did it for compression side. Let's do it for tension side. For the tension side, FYT I am gonna use. I will remain same because we are not changing the shape. We are just taking it from the compression side and tension side. So parameters which influenced by it is YC and FY. Okay, so FT I am using it, and Y I am taking it from tension side, and tension side is the bottom side, therefore YB will be taken over here. If we simplify it, you will get answer as a 26.64 kilonewton meter. We are calculating moment in the elastic region, therefore 26.64. Now the question is which ME we have to take into calculation for further calculation. So see here, I have wrote the elastic moment has to be taken list out of two elastic moments mentioned above. So list out of it is 25 or 26, 45 or 26, of course 26.64. So that's I'm taking for the further calculation. Now calculating plastic moment axis. How to calculate plastic moment axis? For that, steps are mentioned. Be focused over here. As section is unsymmetrical, let the plastic neutral axis NA is at a h distance from top in the web. As we did in the triangular shape, we assume the neutral plastic neutral axis is acting at a distance of h1 from the apex. Similarly, exactly similar way we are doing it, assuming that plastic neutral axis is lying at a distance of h from the top. Understood? And then we will equate it. To the half of the area, or we can half of the area, or you can simply say compression side area will be equals to tension side area. So I am equating area of a compression side equals to area of tension side. Nothing but these two areas are 1/2 and 1/2, and once we add it, it will complete our area of given section. Okay. So compression side area I have wrote over here 120, this shape. Okay, and some small part of it, rectangle, which is some part of our web. So I wrote area of compression side, then I wrote a area of tension side, and once we simplify it, we will get H is equals to 36 mm. Okay. Now next is a calculating plastic moment. Why we did this step? Because we want to know at what height we are assuming our plastic neutral axis. That is important for the calculation of MP. Therefore, remember always in unsymmetrical section, you gonna equate area on compression side to half of the area of given section, or simply area of compression side should be equated to the area of tension side. From there you will get a H distance, and that H is nothing but where does exactly the plastic neutral axis lies. Okay, now let's go to the next step. Next step is plastic moment. Okay, calculation of plastic moment. How to calculate plastic moment? Again we need a y and y1 and y2. For y1 we are taking a help of diagram, so diagram is required. Let's focus over here. Okay, see, y1 is 120 into 12 into 36 minus 6. What 36 minus 6? See, I am taking it for this part now. Okay, so 120 into 12 into distance up to the neutral axis. For that we will take a help of y top or y, or wait a minute, here we will take a help of h. Okay, sorry, not y top, we will take a help of h, because we already assume that h is lying neutral. Y top and y bottom, this concept is I used for calculation of ME, because in this section I assumed, yes, in this section I assume neutral axis is lying at y top and y bottom distance. Now in the plastic analysis, we assume that neutral axis is lying at h distance, so we are going to take a help of h distance. Okay, now look at over here in the calculation of y1. Okay, now diagram is not visible, it is difficult to do. Okay, now yes, y1 is equals to this area into distance up to neutral axis. That will be h is 36 minus 6, because this 12, half of that is 6. Then I have taken an area below that, which will be this distance, which you must be remember, that is 12 mm. Okay, given in the problem. So this 12 mm into what? Vertical distance, but we don't know what is the vertical distance is. So see over here, if you subtract this 12 from the total height h, you will get this bottom distance, right? Height of this bottom, right? Therefore I did 36 minus 12, that comprises our area into see here. Now we got the area of this. Now we want a distance between neutral axis and CJ of that section. So that will be 36 minus this 12, height divided by 2. Okay, so that's what I did over here. 36 minus 12 divided by 2. And this is the A1 plus A2. I already made you understand what is A1, what is A2. Add those in the denominator, and if we solve it for that values, you will get y1 is equals to 27 mm. Now what will be the y2? Y2 will be y total minus, this is total actually, okay, minus y from top side. Okay, so if we do that, we will get y2. Okay, now final step is to calculate MP. How to calculate sigma y? See, why we are writing it separately? Because the stress for the compression is different see here, and stress for the tension is different, which is 280. Therefore we are writing it separately. You have to modify your MP and ME formulas according to the question asked, according to the how they asked question. Okay, so here 230 into, this is what, area into y, which I already explained you what is area, what is y. Then sigma yt, this is sigma yt. These two values are given into the formulas. Let's do it again. Sigma yc mentioned in the formula, mentioned into the question. Okay, then AC will be, see here, this is your plastic section or a diagram for calculation of MP. This upper part is in compression and we are taking area of it, which is 120 into 12 plus 12 into 24, comprising two different parts. Okay, this one and this separate. Okay, comprising two separate parts. Therefore you are seeing here two different values. Add them, you will get area on compression side. Then multiply it with the 27, because see, on the compression side we already calculated y as a 27. Done with this part. Now let's come to the second part. This 280 is formula given into the question, that stresses on tension side is 280. Then what will be the area? Area will be now this remaining part. Okay, that remaining part is given by 12 into 144, multiply by 72, because y from the tension side is 72. Once you put all the values in the formulas, you will get shape factor as MP divided by ME. Put the values of MP, and ME is somewhere over above. Yes, this is 26, sorry, that is 26.64. okay, that is 26.64. so put the values and you will get a shape factor as 1.71. okay, now quickly finish one more problem. In this, let's read the question. Determine plastic modulus. Okay, they want us to calculate Z phi and fully plastic moment MP for a beam shown in figure. Okay, they haven't asked us a shape factor. They want us to calculate ZP and MP. Okay, we will do that. Again, we can see over here the shape they given us to calculate MP and ZP is what type of? It is unsymmetrical. So we have to assume in the very first step, we have to assume that this neutral axis, plastic neutral axis, is acting at a h distance. Okay, now let's start first step, the plastic modulus. For that we require the area of beam section. What will be the area of trapezoidal? A, this A plus B divided by 2 into h into h. Okay, so that's how I calculated area over here. Now let plastic neutral axis is at A by 2, B at h distance from top, as I said you, from the top, and width will be B. But we have to know that width. We have to write it in a terms of h, assumed h distance. Therefore, B at that point is considered as 50 plus h by 2. See, I did similarly for the triangular shape also. If I want you to show that, yes, we have here. See, once I wrote h value, like plastic neutral axis is lying at a h1 distance, exactly at the same time I wrote that B into terms of h. This distance I wrote in a terms of h. I am doing same over here in this problem. Okay, where it is? Yes, in this problem I am doing same. I have wrote B in a terms of h. Put that B in a terms of h and equate half area equals to this area. A by 2 equals to this area. Okay, this area. How to take a area of this? By again taking a help of area of trapezoidal. So 50, okay, 50 at top and 50 plus h by 2 at bottom divided by 2 into h distance. At what height? Of course at h, which we assume. From here, see, I wrote a by 2, which a I actually calculated in the previous step, and half of it is 3750. I equate this and calculated h distance. So very common step you must remember, that is to calculate h at what neutral at what distance or at what height the neutral axis is lies, that assume h distance. To calculate that, we have to take half of the area and equate it to compression side or maybe on tension side, or you can simply do that area of compression side equals to area of tension side. Understood? Now come to the next step. In the next step, what I did, once I calculate h is 58.11, I have put this value in a B formula because B is wrote in terms of h. See here, I wrote B in a terms of h. Where I did that? Yes, I have here. Okay, width B is equals to 50 plus h by 2. So I wrote B is equals to h by 2. From there I get to know h is B is 79.06. Then simple, calculate centroid area of a plastic neutral axis. Centroid of an area above, where above neutral axis, because we are calculating it from top side. Okay, so for the trapezoidal, what will be the neutral axis? Neutral axis will be this formula, b plus 2a divided by 3ab into h. I put the values of b. Okay, the diagram is over here. Can we relate it? Okay, we can't do that. I'll draw a diagram over here. Yes, this upper side distance is 50, lower side distance is 79.06, and this h will be 58. Okay, from there you can write the values in this diagram as 79.06 b. See here, twice of a is twice of 50 divided by 3 into a plus b into h will be 58. Understood? Once you put the values of all a and b and h distances, you will get y from the top side is 26.87. Then I calculated y from bottom side. Again I have used same formula. You can check it out in your notebook. And once I get y from top and bottom, the value for ZP. What is the value for ZP in a plastic section? Sorry. For plastic section, ZP is summation. If you remember, summation of dA into y. Okay. So we have taken a area calculation, we have taken a y calculation from top as well as bottom. We have everything with us. Now let's calculate ZP. ZP is equals to what? Half of the area into y1 plus y2. Once you put all the values, you will get ZP. Now next is a plastic moment. Plastic moment is YP into ZP. Put the values and you will get to know the MP is 45.59. Okay. So here our unsymmetrical sections are over. In the next lecture we will see different topic from the same unit. Thank you.